Guys, Lisa Salvatore here. Welcome to another week. It is November. I never even know what day it is anymore. Today is November the 8th, Sunday, November 8th. I'm recording this video to talk about the week ahead that is also leading up to a nice new moon on Saturday the 15th or the 14th, depending on where you live, in Scorpio. So this week is definitely not going to be energetically light. It's going to feel charged and electric and frenetic and heated, but on the good side there's like an anger that could be simmering under the surface in some instances, but it does feel overall like it's going to be oddly more calming, although there is a lot going on with the planets and there are planets shifting as usual, and clearly we have a lot going on collectively with the election and what's been going on with that. And so anyway, what I'm going to talk about is just simply the energy in general, and you can interpret that or take that to be or to mean in whatever way it's going to work for you. But remember, some of this will not really affect you at all. It could just be the overall energy that you're feeling. Some of it may affect you personally, or you may notice energetically that what I'm saying might align with the situation in your life currently or will be coming up. So I just like to bring awareness to that as I feel the need to see fit to come on and talk about the energy. So we start the week off tomorrow on Monday, November the 9th, with a Venus-Mars opposition. And that will start the week off heightened and charged because Venus is currently in its sign of comfort and predictability, I guess you could say, and the sign that Venus likes to be in, which is Libra. Opposing Mars, who is still retrograde and is stopped about to station direct, but Mars is in Aries, which is also its convenient, cozy sign where Mars has the most strength. And so these two signs are going to butt up against each other in a frictional aspect on Monday, on the 9th. And the thing about that is that could bring to, because Venus and Mars are the relationship planets. They are the planets that are responsible or that govern how we do relationships, how we do connections, how we do what we, our value systems, what we honor, how we bring those into our everyday lives and relationships. So on Monday and going into Tuesday, it could almost feel like Venus has a message from Mars where it's like, okay, we have to do something about boundaries here. We need to figure this out. Or there could be a hard dose of reality here when it comes to any significant relationship in your life or a specific situation that needs clarity. So you could get a lesson here. And again, it could be a lesson that has to do with beauty and grace and what it is that you value and love, or your finances. Or it could also be like, because it's opposing Mars, where have you been too aggressive and where do you maybe need to alter some behavioral patterns within relationships? So we could go either way, but either way, there will be like a test of strength when it comes to relationships and an epiphany or an aha moment about like what maybe you need to do to have relationships in your life go smoother. Again, on the global scale, we could see that play out in many different ways. There could be reality checks for some, and for others, and for all, let's just say. Okay, so then on the 10th, which is Tuesday, Mercury, who is currently direct, gestation direct, but he's also still in his shadow phase until the 19th. So we do still kind of feel a little bit of discombobulation when it comes to communication and messages, which we can see clearly on the world scale. However, personally, because Mercury is re-entering Scorpio, communication gets deeper and we seek the truth. Right? How fitting for this week ahead. We seek the truth, and no matter how dark and dirty it gets, or getting down to the nitty-gritty is super important for us collectively, emotionally, personally. It's like we want answers, and superficiality just won't do right now. And that's pretty much the whole rest of this month. Superficiality just won't do. We want truth. In all areas, we're seeking truth, right? So expect conversations this week, especially with loved ones, to be more heated, but not necessarily in a bad way, just more transparent and getting to the bottom of things. But again, because of that Venus-Mars opposition, you may get, someone may say to you, I really don't like when you talk to me like this, or, it'll be like in your face, and you'll have to face that and maybe alter some of your behaviors. Because remember, energy exchanges with others, it's always two, right? So it's never only one person's fault, let's just say, or one person's the reason for a specific dynamic. It goes both ways. So this could be, again, a week where you realize and recognize personally where that is apparent for you, right? Collectively, whatever. It's such a shit show right now, guys, right? So I'm gonna try to avoid even going there. But then on the 12th, which I think is Wednesday, November 12th, we have our final Jupiter-Pluto conjunction of this year. I talked about that in my last video. We've had 3. This is the final of the 3. We had one one back in April and one on June 4th, and then this one on the 12th will be the final one of the year. So expect to see, Jupiter is the truth seeker. Jupiter likes to expose and expand, and Pluto likes to hide things. It hides things in the dark, right? But what is in the dark eventually will come to light. And this is the final Jupiter-Pluto conjunction of the year. So yes, there's an element of this about exposure with the virus and peaks with the cases, and we're seeing that play out right now anyway, all over the world, basically, with the coronavirus, with the pandemic. But furthermore, on the personal level, also on the collective level, I suppose, Scorpio is the sign of sex, of darkness, of the afterlife, of what's hidden underneath. And with the final Jupiter-Pluto conjunction of the year, and we're in Scorpio season, and Pluto is the modern day ruler of Scorpio, right? So I would expect, or we could expect, to see some exposure coming up. Which again, if you think about what's going on with the election and the world right now, it is likely that will be the case anyway. But personally, that may happen to you on a different level as well, where you can get some truths that are needed to help you make a decision or move forward or change something in your life, or just to give you an answer that you've been seeking clarity on. And then again, worldwide, we can see a lot of that as well. And, I'm just going to leave that there. But also, I want to mention that Mars is currently, on the 13th, going to station direct. So because of the fact that Mars is about to station direct, his energy becomes stronger. So we may see some anger present amongst society, amongst our people that we're closest with, because a friction is produced when Mars is still and getting ready to reverse position. And he is his strongest when he is in Aries, and he's been retrograde in Aries, and he's now going to station direct. So just, pay attention to your surroundings more so than normal, and don't engage yourself in any unnecessary words, fighting, drama. I mean, look, I work with a lot of different people, and obviously political orientation sometimes comes up, and I am always very neutral about it. I really don't impart my judgments or opinions or anything into conversations, because I just don't feel that it's necessary, because everybody has such a differing viewpoint, and I don't want to get pulled into that. And to be perfectly honest, I don't necessarily, I more or less feel politics. I don't necessarily study. Of course, obviously I know what's going on. I know quite a bit about it, and I have my own opinions and viewpoints. But again, I keep those to myself, because I know on the most fundamental level, I cannot change anything. And that is something that I've been stressing pretty much all of 2020. I've been saying this. We have to cultivate the inner foundation. It's so important right now to just continue to work on ourselves and be true to ourselves on the soul level, and just kind of bring about what it is that we need, want, feel, desire. And then as things happen on the outside, I'm not saying to not take an active role in society or in your community or with your relationships, but to a point. Because again, you can only control so much. And when we try to control outcomes and situations, it produces anger, anxiety, and hostility. And we're seeing that play out all over the place. Just yesterday, I went out for a walk, and I was hit with the energy of what was going on, and it just completely depleted me to the point that I had to go home and just lay down. I had a horrible headache. I was feeling really depressed, and I knew it wasn't mine. I knew I was feeling like the collective energy, and it really bothered me. And I was angry, I was happy, I was mad, I was sad, and I knew I was feeling all of these emotions, not as if they were my own, because of course my own were peppered in there, but for the most part it was the collective energy. So a lot of highly empathic, sensitive people are having a really difficult time right now. So we need to be mindful of that. There's a lot going on, and we just have to take stock and really just stay in our center and do what you can do to ground yourself. Meditation, exercise, spending time with people that you love that aren't going to pull you into toxicity, because right now the objective is to keep ourselves out of that toxicity in any which way that we can. Now, the finale of the week, which is absolutely beautiful, is we have a really, really gorgeous new moon in Scorpio on November the 15th or 14th, depending on where you live. But where I am on the East Coast, it's going to be at 12:07 a.m. at 23 degrees of Scorpio. And it has some really, really nice aspects. It is a super moon. It is the final super moon of the year. So it basically is a new moon on steroids. The energy, and if you follow me, you know that the last new moon, I was like not too keen on working with the energy. And I said that for me personally, I just wasn't going to because it didn't feel right to me. This new moon, however, is really good, guys, for anything new that we want to start working on. It's especially great for personal development, personal, revamping personal habits, going deep with ourselves and changing behaviors because we're just so tired of the old paradigms. And this is going to feel really strong right now because it's Scorpio, and Scorpio is deep. Scorpio wants us to go deep to the bottom, to plummet, to figure it out, and to be serious about plans, about changing what we want changed and bringing in what we want to manifest. And like I said, Mars is now, at the time of this new moon, Mars will be direct, and Mars is the traditional ruler of Scorpio. And Pluto is the modern day ruler of Scorpio. And what's really great about that is the fact that this new moon is making really, really great aspects to both Jupiter and Pluto, which are also working together, and Mars. So again, it's like helpful energy. It's like almost as if the analogy I will use is it's almost like we are peeling off glue. And you know, when you peel off glue, sometimes it's like really slow and tedious and annoying, but eventually you get it all off and you're like, yes, I got the glue off. That's what this energy feels like, guys. It's like, okay, I'm starting to feel like I'm coming out of this a little bit. I'm coming out of this, whatever it is in your personal reality. I'm coming out of this. I'm starting to see that there might be a light at the end of the tunnel here. And maybe for you, this is simply about the election. I don't know. But maybe on the personal level, you've got other stuff going on as well. And again, the fixed signs are going to feel this energy the strongest right now. Fixed signs being Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, Aquarius. Also, if those fixed signs are your moon or your rising sign, you will feel this very strongly as well. If you have any planets around 23 degrees of Scorpio, you will feel this, any of your major planets. So basically, like I always say, we all feel the energy differently and at different times, but this is a water moon. It's very intuitive, it's very deep. It's a super moon. It's making really nice aspects with Jupiter, the guru that likes to seek the truth and expose and expand and give us an extra dose of luck and also reality. And then we've got Pluto, who with hard work, we can figure it out, probing, we can do some detective work to get the information that we need and that we seek. And then, Mars is giving us our energy back, because when Mars was retrograde in Aries, it was like we felt that energy, but it was inward, and we almost felt like we couldn't move ahead because there was some unseen force like blocking us and stopping us. And now that Mars is direct, it's like go, 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 it's go time, right? You hit the ground running, but you want to make sure that you're doing it out of a place of integrity, always, right? And not out of a place of haste. Because taking your time and doing it right is so much more important and is going to give you the results that you seek, as opposed to running forward in a hasty manner, okay? So definitely use this new moon energy. It's such a great new moon. I'm really excited for it. I tend to get more energized right before new moons and more tired around the full moons. It's just my personal cycle. But everybody has a different syncing to the moon. But anyway, enough of my rambling. Like I said, this week ahead will definitely be a week of epiphanies, revelations, both on the personal scale and the collective scale. It remains to be seen what we're going to find out this week. It's like every day it's something new. But keep your wits about you. Don't lose your cookies. Keep yourself calm. Try to not spiral. It will be difficult. And oh, by the way, I have to say this. Social media. I'm on it, obviously. I'm mostly on it for work, but I'm on it and I see what goes on there. And opinions are like assholes, right? Everybody has one. But at the end of the day, maybe it's me, but I just don't find it necessary to get on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram and blast my beliefs or attack somebody else because of theirs. Or even worse, I've had people that I know that have ended 10 to 12 to 13 to 25-year friendships over their political views. Guys, at the end of the day, it's about this, okay? Always, ultimately, it's not about that. So, I mean, yes, of course that matters. That meaning, you know what I mean? That matters. But this matters more. And if you've got people in your life that you love and cherish, why would you want to lose them over your political view? I mean, okay, sorry. Now I'm going to go off on that tangent, but this is why social media lately has been driving me bananas. So again, my whole point to that is if you need to take a detox from social media, do it, because you will feel that energy. And when you go on social media and even when you're just reading something, you've now given that energy, and that energy is now in your energy, and it stays with you, and it does affect you. It can give you anxiety, even though you may not think that. It's true, guys. So take care of yourselves, take a detox in every which way if you need to, mind, body, soul. Take a chill pill, take a break. Everything will still be there when you get back. And just be good to yourselves, okay? And happy new moon, happy week ahead. Work with this energy, strong energy, harness it as best as you can, funnel it into creativity. All right, let's get a quick card here for this week ahead and the new moon energy. Do you feel like there's gonna be a lot of conversations within our personal one-on-one relationships coming up this week? And it doesn't feel, negative or anything like that. It just feels like things need to be said. And with the planets shifting the way that they are with this alignment this week, it's like, okay, it's time to express certain things that might have been on the back burner for clarity and, just to kind of get a different perspective. I definitely don't feel like this is work related. It does feel relationship orientated, just so you know. All right, let's get a card here. The Five of Swords, how fitting. Five of Swords is always about, fives are always challenges, typically. And swords are mental. So this is like a lot of conflict. But Five of Swords also speaks to opposing energies and fighting to win. So it's like, who's going to win? Whose side are you on? There's a lot of that this week, clearly. We know that that's the case. So it's not surprising that this card was pulled. But again, this is relationships as well, and relationships do not need to be a battlefield. So keep that in mind as you move forward this week ahead, that it does not need to be a battlefield anywhere, and remove yourself from anything that will feel like it is going in that direction, because it will take you out of your peace. Take really good care of yourselves, guys. As always, my links are below, lisasalvatore.com, and I will talk to you all real soon. Bye.